Shalom Aleichem, this is Rabbi Kovacs, and this is the Limud Daf Yomi for Shabbat Vayikra. We are in Pesachim, chapter 3, Mishnah Vav. Amazing, it's Shabbos, and the Mishnah is also on Shabbos. Arba Asar Shachaliot B'Shabbat. If the 14th of Nisan, that's Erev Pesach, that's the day we are mevatel our hametz, mevar our hametz, stop eating our hametz. If that's on Shabbos itself, what do? Mevarin et hakol. We get rid of everything, all the chametz milifnei haShabbat. Divrei Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir, you get rid of all the chametz except for enough bread for 2 meals. Meaning that Friday night, we're going to eat bread. As we have the mitzvah of lechem Mishnah, to have 2 loaves of bread for Shamar v'Zachar and for other mystical reasons on Shabbat. And then Saturday morning, we're going to daven quickly and eat bread for our Shabbos morning meal before the time of hametz destruction has arrived. And then for the third meal on Shabbos afternoon, we'll have some meat, we'll have some fish, we'll have some fruits, we'll have things that are not bread, and also not matzah, because as we're going to learn later, we don't eat matzah Erev Pesach, so that night, during the Pesach Seder, we'll eat it with B'tei Avon. So Rabbi Meir is saying, do not save any extra chametz, get rid of everything on Friday, on the 13th of Nisan, because the 14th of Nisan, Erev Pesach, is also Shabbos. Chachamim Omer, the other sages say, Bizmonan, you could wait and get rid of your chametz at the time on Shabbos, meaning you could feed it to other people. Even if you have more chametz than you need, you could feed it to your pets, you could feed it to your neighbor's pets, you could feed it to your neighbors, you can get rid of it somehow. Rabbi Elazar bat Tzadok Omer, Truma milifnei Shabbat, chulin bizmanan. So Rabbi Elazar bat Tzadok, he makes a chiluk. He says, the truma, you should really get rid of the truma chametz, the bread and the sandwiches made of truma. Try to get rid of that before Shabbos, because there's not a lot of people who can eat truma. It's only the kohanim who are tehorim, who are ritually pure, can eat the truma, and no one else can, under punishment of death. So, use up all that chametz Erev Shabbos, on the 13th of Nisan. But chulin, you can find plenty of people and animals to eat chulin, so go ahead and you can wait till Saturday to finish that off. Of course, Saturday morning, to the 3rd or 4th hour of the day, as we learned previously. Great, Mishnah Zayin. Holech l'shchoted piskos. Someone is on his way to Yerushalayim, Ira Kodesh, Tibani v'tikonen b'mheira v'yameinu amein. He's going to Yerushalayim to bring his carbon Pesach. V'lamul et beno. Or he's going to do a bris milah on his son. That's a pretty big deal. These are both big mitzvot. These are mitzvot aseh that have a punishment of karet, that if someone does not do them, he is liable for spiritual excision. So these are big things. And then the Mishnah adds another one, v'lechol sudat erusin beveit chamav, where he's going to make a wedding feast at his father-in-law's house. So that's apparently also a very important thing. And this sudat erusin is the first stage of a Jewish marriage. We call kiddushin, the giving of the ring or something of value. It comes before chuppah. Back in those times, they used to do it, as we're going to learn in Seder Nashim, they used to do, the betrothal. What they call betrothal in English is really the first stage of a Jewish marriage. The erusin, the kiddushin, they used to do that well before the chuppah. So, and they would make a suda, they make a feast. So this is also, it's a mitzvah. It's a mitzvah of getting married. It's an important life event. So he's on his way, Rabbi Say, to do something very important, very critical. V'nizgar, and he remembers once he's on the bus or the train already, sheish lo chametz b'tech beito. He actually has chametz in his house, and also it's the 14th of Nisan, and it's the morning, and he's got to get rid of his chametz really soon. So Mishnah says, im yochol lachzor levarer, lachzor lemitzvato, yachzor levarer. If he's able to go home and actually physically eradicate the chametz and take care of everything, and then return to his destination, Yerushalayim for the carbon Pesach, or wherever the milah of his son is, or wherever the father-in-law's party is, then he should go home, get the chametz, and then come back to the mitzvah. The imlav, if he doesn't have enough time, mivotzlo belibo, rely on bittul. Now remember, we say it's not a magic spell, it's words of bittul, that wherever the chametz is, it is batul. And of course, you got to put it away also, so you're not over bal yoreh, bal yamotza, you're not seeing it on Pesach. But it's enough. If he can't physically get there, it's enough to do bittul. And he's mevatel it, orally, mentally. It's as if it doesn't exist for him. Now the Mishnah continues with another case, the chatzol min enochrim, if there's, non-Jewish bandits or mafia or soldiers are trying to capture Jews or pursue Jews, and he's going to save them, or Mina Nahar, or there's a river overflowing, and he's going to save people. Mina Listim, or there's bandits, he's trying to rescue them, the Jews from the bandits. Mina Zaleka, or there's a fire breaking out, he's saving people. Mina Politz, falling buildings. Yavata Belibo. All of these things, there's a question of pikuach nefesh, to save a life. So we're not going to tell you to go home and put away your hametz leftovers and lock it up in the pantry or whatever, or burn it. We're not going to tell you to waste time doing that when there are lives at stake. It's pikuach nefesh. And the Mishnah brings one more case: lishbot shvita tarashut yachzor miyad. If he's going out to make a shvita, a Shabbos residence, this is something we discussed at length in Erevin, but it's not one for a mitzvah. He's changing his Shabbos domain. He's going out and standing somewhere when Shabbos comes in, so he can walk 2,000 amot from that new place, not from his original house. And if he's doing that not for the purpose of a mitzvah, but for a reshut purpose, just to visit his uncle and shmooze and catch up, it's not really a mitzvah, like the first things we mentioned in the Mishnah. So yachzor miyad, he has to go back, get rid of the hametz, physically eradicate the hametz, and then go back to his makom shvita that he wants to do. Now, this might sound shocking because we mentioned in Eruvin that we only make an Eruv Techumin for a mitzvah. And here he's doing it for a shut. That's what it says, the Mishnah, Rashut, right here. So what's going on? So Kehati explains, if somebody's actually physically walking out to a new Makom Shvita, a new place to be the center of his 2,000 Amot Shabbos radius, then it could be for any reason. But if a person is leaving food, he's setting up an Erev Techumin, his Shabbos food in that place, because the home is where your food is, then that's only allowed for a mitzvah. Shabbat Shalom, and be well.